Yeah, Rockford. It was about an hour from here. It's on our old property where my dad got permission from a congressman to deer hunt the land. My dad ended up, he said it was just real quiet that morning. He'd never, experienced it being that quiet. And he said just out of nowhere, it sounded like Hulk Hogan picked up a 4x4 and slammed it against a tree, like real close to him. He said within 50 to 75 yards of him. And then he said about 30 seconds later, it was kind of like a grunt or like a whoop, like an owl but deeper, like a deep owl. And he said it wasn't an owl. He said he could tell, but it was deep. And then he said another 30 seconds, it sounded like just boom, just 2 tree knocks and 2 good like grunts or like growls kind of. And he said just after that, he never really got a glimpse of anything. He didn't say he saw anything, but he just said there was something. Yeah, and then he ended up talking to a group on Facebook, and I went to these meetings with him, and he told his story, what had happened and the evidence that he had found a little bit. And then he went with a East Tennessee Bigfoot Association group out to where he was hunting, and that's where they found most of his pictures. They went and took pictures of 18 to 22 inch footprints, some going up a tree, and there wasn't any claw marks on the side or nothing like it was a bear. It was more of just something that's just grabbed around the tree and walked up it. So it wasn't a bear. There was no claws on the sides, no paw prints or nothing. I mean, these footprints are 18 and 22 inches long. So there was something out there. And the logs stacked together, 600 pounds. I mean, us 3 guys tried to pick them up. I mean, we couldn't move them. This guy came in, cowboy hat and jean shorts, and was like, I got really interested in Bigfoot after this experience I had putting my wife to bed one night. He was like, I just, tucked her in, told her good night, loved you just like any other husband would. And he was like, I was just drinking beer in my living room. He was like, I wasn't drunk or nothing. I was just drinking a couple beers before I went to sleep. And he said he walked around his living room behind his fireplace, and there was just what he said was a gray just standing in his his dining room. And he said he kind of just looked at it, and it had like a surprise look on his face, and it was like right at 5 foot tall, 4'11". He said it was in like a silk suit kind of thing, and he said he didn't really know the material of it. It looked weird, but he said it was like a silk is all he could explain. And he said it just looked at him for like 10, 15 seconds, and then he said it just went right through the back door. Gray, like he said it was an alien. That's what his explanation was for it. He was saying a gray was an alien, which I had not heard the term gray before. So I did a little research on it, and that's what a lot of people say that are aliens. The most far-fetched would be the telepathic side to it, saying that they are supernatural, or some of those it's kind of hard to. I'm always open-minded to people. I'm never going to sit here and just say I don't believe somebody, because you can't. I mean, with everybody having their experiences and stuff, you can't call everybody crazy. There's something out there. But the most far-fetched story would be this guy was, saying he was walking this trail, and he said that one telepathically told him behind him that if he turned around, it would kill him. And that one, I've never heard a story like that. So it was kind of, I've never had somebody tell me that had an experience where they've actually said they've talked to one. So that was a lot different. And then another one was, the other far-fetched story that I have is somebody that's saying that had a median texting them at the same time that they were in the woods, and saying that there was one in there named Rock, and that he was nearby, and the median was texting him text messages of what apparently Squatch was saying. So that's another far-fetched one that I just, I just listen. But do I believe? Yes, I am a believer because of the stuff that happened with my dad, and I get a lot of stories in here that I actually truly believe that could happen, and that I do feel like there is something out there that we don't know about. Just my dad having his experience, and then, we sat down together with an artist and drew up a couple ideas, and we ended up liking our green emblem. And at the same time, my dad was coaching my sister's softball team called the Sassy Cats, and then that's how we came up with Sassy Squatch. So then we put in and we trademarked it all, and we just ran with it, man. And we started really getting enthused by the Sasquatch side and loving the fans and the enjoyment of it and how much they are enthused by it.